Hello dear students. So in today's class we shall discuss about the metabolism of fatty acids. So that is fatty acid metabolism. So the fatty acids are oxidatively undergo degradation by the sequential removal of two carbon units proceeding from the carboxyl group of the fatty acid. So this process is known as the beta oxidation. So because the hydrogen atom is removed from the beta carbon, so therefore it is called as the beta oxidation. So in the metabolism of the fatty acid, so the carnitine, so this plays an important role. Carnitine plays an important role in the metabolism of the fatty acids. So let us see how this carnitine will help in the metabolism of the fatty acids. So the carnitine, so which is nothing but it's a carrier molecule. Okay. So this carnitine will binds to the coenzyme A. Coenzyme A, derivative of the fatty acid. Okay. So the carnitine, the carrier molecule, will going to bind to the coenzyme derivative of the fatty acid to form acyl carnitine. So when the carnitine binds to the coenzyme derivative of the fatty acid, so it will form acyl carnitine. So this acyl carnitine which is formed, okay, so that acyl carnitine, which it will going to cross the inner mitochondrial membrane. Okay, so thus the carnitine carry the fatty acid molecule into the mitochondria. Okay, so this fatty acid molecule, which contains more than 10 carbon atoms in the chain, so such type of molecules, they will not going to enter into the mitochondria. So therefore the chain should be shortened. So when the chain of the fatty acid gets shortened, so that will enter into the mitochondria. So therefore, so in order to enter these fatty acid molecules into the mitochondria, so this carnitine will helps to the carry fatty acid molecules into the mitochondria. So not only this, so the carnitine also helps in the evacuation of fatty acid molecules. So let us see that. So the carnitine will carry the fatty acid molecules into the mitochondria. In addition to this, the carnitine also helps in the evacuation of fatty acid molecules. So the fatty acid molecule which doesn't undergo metabolism in the mitochondria, so such fatty acid should be removed from the mitochondria which doesn't undergo metabolism. Okay, so the fatty acid molecules which doesn't undergo metabolism are get evacuated by the carnitine molecule. Okay, so the fatty acid molecules in the mitochondria, when there is a deficiency of MCAD, so that is medium chain acyl coenzyme dehydrogenase. When there is a deficiency of this enzyme, medium chain acyl coenzyme dehydrogenase, so the fatty acid molecules doesn't get metabolized in the mitochondria. So therefore, the fatty acid molecules which doesn't undergo metabolism should be removed from the mitochondria. So therefore, that process will be done by carnitine. So that means the carnitine helps in the evacuation of fatty acid molecules from the mitochondria which doesn't undergo metabolism due to the MCAD deficiency. Okay, so this is the role of carnitine. So carnitine is a carrier molecule which helps to carry the fatty acid molecules into the from the mitochondria. So and also that helps in the evacuation of the fatty acid molecules which doesn't undergo metabolism in the mitochondria. So this is the role of carnitine. So next we shall see the activation of the carnitine or fatty acid. So for the beta oxidation of fatty acids, the fatty acid should be activated. So this activation of fatty acids can be achieved by converting the fatty acid through thioester of coenzyme A by ATP. So in presence of an enzyme called as the thiokinase. So the conversion of fatty acid into fatty acid coenzyme is done in presence of the enzyme called as the thiokinase. Okay, so this is the activation of the fatty acid. So that is the fatty acid is converted into the coenzyme A, that is fatty acyl coenzyme A in presence of thiokinase enzyme. So this is how to activate the fatty acid. Okay, for the beta oxidation or the metabolism of fatty acids, first the fatty acid should be activated. So by this method, so the fatty acids are converted to the thioester coenzyme by the ATP. So here this process, so an ATP molecule gets consumed. So the fatty acids is converted into fatty acyl coenzyme A. So this fatty acyl coenzyme A will going to attach to the carnitine. Carnitine in presence of an enzyme called as the acyl transferase enzyme to form fatty acyl carnitine. Okay, so this activated fatty acid, that is fatty acyl coenzyme A, will going to attach to the carnitine. So when it attach to the carnitine in presence of acyl transferase enzyme, so it will form fatty acyl carnitine. Fatty acyl carnitine is formed. So let us see its reaction. So this is the fatty acyl coenzyme A, which is formed by the activation by the thiokinase enzyme. Okay, so this is the carnitine. So this fatty acyl coenzyme A will attach to this carnitine in presence of the enzyme fatty acyl transferase to form the fatty acyl carnitine. Fatty acyl coenzyme attached to carnitine to form fatty acyl carnitine. So this is how the fatty acid gets activated. So the fatty acid first converted into fatty acyl coenzyme A. So this fatty acyl coenzyme A will attach to the carnitine to form fatty acyl carnitine. So this will enter into the mitochondria for the metabolism. So next let us see the beta oxidation pathway or the spiral of the fatty acid metabolism. So this process or the pathway is called as the beta oxidation. So because the hydrogen atom will get removed from the beta carbon atom of the fatty acid. So let us take the example of the palmitic acid. So how this palmitic acid will undergo beta oxidation. So now let us explain the process of beta oxidation of the C16, the palmitic acid. So the step 1, so already we have studied. So that means the activation of fatty acid. So the step 1 in the beta oxidation is the activation of fatty acid. So here we have taken the example of palmitic acid. So palmitic acid in presence of an acyl coenzyme A and in presence of an enzyme called as acyl coenzyme A synthase, so it will convert into the palmitoyl coenzyme A. So the fatty acid, that is palmitic acid, is getting converting into the fatty acyl coenzyme A. Okay, so this is the activation of the palmitic acid, that is fatty acid. So in the second step, the dehydrogenation of this fatty acyl coenzyme takes place. Okay, so the palmitoyl coenzyme A undergoes the dehydrogenation in presence of an enzyme called as the acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase. Acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase to form the trans palmitoyl coenzyme A. So this is commonly called as the T-enoyl coenzyme A. Okay. So the next step, so that is step number 3. So let us see. So in step 3, the hydration of double bond takes place. So the double bond which is present here, so that is alpha and beta carbon. So the double bond which is present here, the hydration of this double bond will going to takes place. So that is the hydration of double bond of the palmitoyl coenzyme A. So the hydration takes place in presence of enoyl coenzyme hydratase. So when the hydration takes place at the double bond, so the beta hydroxy palmitoyl coenzyme A is formed. So that is nothing but the beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A is formed. So this is the step number 3. So let us see the next step. So in step 4, the oxidation of the beta hydroxy palmitoyl takes place. Okay. So in presence of the enzyme called as the beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, so the oxidation of this beta hydroxy palmitoyl coenzyme takes place to form the keto palmitoyl coenzyme. So the hydroxy palmitoyl gets oxidized into keto palmitoyl coenzyme A. So that is nothing but the beta keto acyl coenzyme. So the hydroxyl palmitoyl, it gets converted into keto palmitoyl by oxidation. So next in step 5, the cleavage of beta keto acyl coenzyme takes place. Okay, so that means, so this beta keto palmitoyl coenzyme or the beta keto acyl coenzyme, so it will undergo the cleavage in presence of the acetyl coenzyme A, and so the cleavage of this beta ketoacyl coenzyme A takes place. So in presence of acyl coenzyme, acyl transferase enzyme, or it is also called as the thiolase enzyme. So here the acetyl coenzyme gets released. Okay, so this acetyl coenzyme gets released here. So when the cleavage of beta keto acyl coenzyme takes place, so it will form two compounds. So one is the fatty acyl coenzyme A and another one is the acetyl coenzyme A. Okay, so here you can observe, so in the palmitic acid here there are 12 CH2 groups. So here there are 10. So that means the fatty acid chain has been shortened by 2 units. Okay, so this shortened acyl coenzyme A, it will again enter into the beta oxidation spiral at step number 2. Step number 2, and the beta oxidation cycle continues. So here you can see the beta oxidation of fatty acid pathway. So the fatty acid is converted into the fatty acyl coenzyme A. So which is we call it as the activation in presence of the thiokinase enzyme. The fatty acid in presence of the coenzyme A, so it converts into the fatty acyl coenzyme A. So this step is called as the activation. So the activation of fatty acid for the beta oxidation. So the fatty acid gets activated into fatty acyl coenzyme A. So in the next step, in presence of acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, So this fatty acyl coenzyme undergoes oxidation to form the delta square trans enoyl coenzyme A. So in the next step, the hydration takes place in presence of enoyl coenzyme hydratase to form the beta hydroxyl coenzyme A. So when the hydration takes place, so it will form beta hydroxyl coenzyme A. So this beta hydroxyl coenzyme A, in presence of beta hydroxyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, undergoes oxidation. So this beta hydroxyl undergoes oxidation to form beta keto acyl coenzyme A. Okay, so from this beta keto acyl coenzyme A, when the acetyl coenzyme A gets released, it will form the fatty acyl coenzyme A and acetyl coenzyme A in presence of thiolase enzyme. Okay, so this fatty acyl coenzyme A, which is shortened, will enter into the beta oxidation spiral. So this is the pathway of the beta oxidation of fatty acids. So next let us see the ATP yield during the beta oxidation of fatty acids. So the energy yield or ATP yield during the beta oxidation of palmitic acid or fatty acids. So here you can see the palmitoyl coenzyme A. So when it converts into 8 acetyl coenzymes A. Okay, so this beta oxidation is having 7 cycles. So in each cycle, the 7 NADH and 7 FADH2 are generated. Okay, so the 7 NADH is converted into 7 NAD plus molecules. So 1 NAD plus molecule is equal to 3 ATP molecules. So therefore 7 NAD molecules and each NAD plus is equal to 3 ATPs. Therefore 7 3 is 21 ATPs are produced from the NADH to NAD plus. Okay, oxidation process. So when this FADH2 undergoes oxidation, the 7 FADH2 will get converted to 7 FAD plus molecules. Okay, so each FAD is equal to 2 ATP molecules. So therefore 7 FAD is equal to 7 into 2. 7 FAD molecules. Each FAD molecule is 2 ATP. Therefore 7 into 2, 14 ATP molecules are produced. Okay, so the next the oxidation through the ETC. So the 8 acetyl coenzyme molecules. Okay, so each acetyl coenzyme molecule will produce 12 ATP molecules. Okay, during oxidation through ETC. So this acetyl coenzyme, 8 acetyl coenzymes will produce the 96 ATP molecules. Each acetyl coenzyme A produces 12 ATP molecules. Therefore, 8 acetyl molecules produces 96 ATP molecules. So that is the citric acid cycle. So it undergoes 8 cycles. Each turn of the cycle is 12 ATP molecules. Therefore, 12 into 8, that is 96 ATP molecules are produced. So during the these are the number of ATP molecules are produced. But during the activation of the fatty acids into fatty acyl coenzyme A, 2 ATP molecules are consumed. Okay, so here you can observe. So the palmitic acid, during the activation of fatty acid, so the palmitic acid when it converts to palmitoyl coenzyme A, so here 2 ATP molecules are consumed, that is -2. Okay, so that means 21 plus 14 plus 96 minus 2. Okay, so that is 131 ATP molecules are produced, but 2 ATP molecules are consumed during the activation of the fatty acid. So therefore minus 2 ATP molecules. So therefore the net total yield of the ATP molecules during the fatty acid metabolism or the palmitic acid is 129 ATP molecules. So this is about the energy yield of the beta oxidation of palmitic acid or fatty acids.